Same sort of stuff, Carl. First of all, Goodwin last night. You watched the moment?
Yeah, it was excellent, wasn't it? I said last week, I think in my press conference, that I'm pretty sure Goody will go on and do for the national team what he's been doing for us. And, he showed his quality last night, not just with his goal, for Riley's goal as well, the time that he took to find that pass as well, that was just good quality.
Any clearer on when potentially Craig returns?
Yeah, Craig, he gets back next Thursday. So he'll land on the Thursday, and we've got Sydney at home on the Friday. So if he pulls up okay, he'll be available for selection against Sydney.
That's good.
Yeah, it is good, yes.
Just in terms of this weekend, same sort of stuff. I mean, off a winning game, and how important to lock something away given some of these teams have got some games in the bank.
Yeah, look, as you said, we've played more games than nearly everyone else, so it's important that we get the points on the board. It's going to be a very congested back end of the season where teams are playing a lot of games in back-to-back, so it's important that you get your points early. We saw that last season, that the teams that sort of break away, it makes it a little bit easier for you to make finals. So it's going to be a tough game. We know that Newcastle have had a 5-6 week break. So they're going to be a little bit underdone in game sharpness. So it's important that we take the game up to them.
Like Max asked before, could this be the last game for Mauk?
Yeah, look, it's looking that way. I believe it is his last game. I think that we need to get this sorted sooner rather than later. It's gone on a little bit now, so we need to, I suppose, put maybe an end date on it, so we can then have a look at bringing someone else in before the window shuts.
How's that been for the club? Because you've agreed, the Japanese club's agreed, but obviously it's the government standing in the way of it going ahead. How has it been sort of living week by week with Stefan and not knowing when it might end?
Yeah, look, it has been a little bit difficult, but to Stefan's credit, he's played exceptionally well in all those games. So, look, and I haven't, I suppose we've been fortunate that we've been allowed to play him, since the deal was done a long time ago. So we're very fortunate that the Japanese club has allowed that to happen. But it has to come to a point where our window shuts, I think, in 2 weeks' time. So if we need to decide whether we're going to bring someone else in to replace Stefan, and that leaves, the longer it goes on, the less time we have to bring someone else in.
That replacement for Steph, will you pick and play someone from within, or is the club looking at players to bring in? Yeah,
look, I think we've got the players in the group at the moment that can replace Steph. But it would also be nice to be able to bring in another quality player as well. So that's something that we need to sit down and have a look. We've been looking, right through this window at bringing some more quality players in, and we did when we brought Hiroshi and Lockie back. So it would be nice if Steph goes that we, also bring one more player in.
Are there options around?
Yeah, there's options, plenty of options. We still have a visa spot available. So we're not limited just bringing in a local player. We can go outside and find a visa player.
Is it tougher in the January window than the other window?
No, January it's normally an easier window to bring players, because then you find in Europe, especially with visa players, there's a lot more players available that haven't found clubs or need to make a move. So it's a lot easier to find a visa player in this window.
Did you say that you have been speaking to players?
Yeah, we've been, not actually speaking to players, but we've spoke to a lot of agents, and I've looked at, I don't know how many players I've looked at over this last 4 or 5 weeks. So we've got a few earmarked that if it does all go, that we can start the next part of the process.
And Newcastle are a very unique side. They do, particularly with the ball, they do a lot of different things. How do you go about nullifying that threat? Yeah,
we've had a good look at them. It's the most difficult thing is, as I said, it was 5 weeks ago that they last played. So I'm sure they've had a lot of time on the track to work on their style of play. But from what I saw in their first 4 or 5 games, they're a team that want to play, which is good to see. And they like to put teams under pressure as well. So it's important that we play our football and move the ball quickly. and also put them under pressure. As I said, to not have had a competitive game for 5 weeks, we expect, they'll come out quite eager and come out quite hard at the beginning, and it's important that we, take the game right to them, and the longer the game goes on, I'd say they would start to fatigue a little bit with just that match conditioning.
Have you got any injury returns this week, or people going out with injury or COVID?
No, we've got a full squad, as I said. The only injuries we have are the long-term injuries to James, Newcastle and Cassini. Other than that, we've got a full squad available. No one's missing with COVID, so we're very fortunate at the moment that we do have the full squad to select from.
What do you think you do this week at number 9? As the last couple of weeks of minutes have sort of shrunk for George and grown for Hiroshi?
Yeah, look, we said we'd give Hiroshi time, and it's about building his game time up, gradually. He had 45 last week, so we'd much really expect him to play maybe a little bit more this week. We'll just have to wait and see. I thought he was excellent even last week. He held the ball up for us well. He's a very good target player, and he's the type of striker that I like to play in my team.
Are you looking particularly for attacking midfielders to replace Stefan Mauk, or is it just another midfield option?
Yeah, look, it's something. We would like it. And I've always said we have been lacking that creative type player. Steph's not that type of player. He's more of a box-to-box player. And we looked early in the season to bring one in, but we just couldn't find the right fit for us. So we're sort of still looking in that position as well. And so we'll just have to wait and see when at the end of this next 2 weeks to finalise which type of player we can get, and whether we have the finances to get the type of player that we want to get.
Is Lockie Brook the player who could potentially, if you're looking within, potentially slot into the number 10 role? Yeah,
most definitely. Lockie Brook can play there. George Blackwood can also play there. He's better suited playing as a 10 than he is as a 9. So we've got the options there. Even young Bernardo is more of a 10 than a winger, but that's where he's just learning his craft at the moment in that wide position. So he might even get an opportunity to play a little bit more central as well.